AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe. Ah.
Yeah. Fabian PerspecTV, Knicks Rehab. Oh, we live.
Big Flea, never the little one. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. Show up to the press conference, answer the tough questions. I'm here.
Big Game 7, Knicks elimination loss. We lose to the Indiana Pacers 130-109. Pacers play out of their mind. Brunson, 17 points. DiVincenzo, crazy game. Damn near had 40 at 38, if I'm not mistaken. Alec Burks. The Alec Burks game was almost the Alec Burks game.
Almost.
Niggas couldn't stop a nosebleed out there, as they say back in the day. Pacers were just on fire and straight up ass whooping out there by the Indiana Pacers. Whooped us out back-to-back games. Three out of the 4 victories were ass whoopings, actually, now that I think about it. Flea, what is your reaction to the game 7 loss, maybe even the series?
Man, well, first of all, I am disappointed in the loss, but not disappointed in my team in this season. Let me start there first. I'm not disappointed in our team, and I'm not disappointed in the season. I'm disappointed in the loss. I thought that this series was a very winnable series. We were up 2-0 in this series. I thought we allowed them to climb back in this series, and the worst thing and best thing that we possibly could have done was get into a Game 7 situation where, it's winner take all. As the series went on, I thought, we were already shorthanded, and so now we have to rely on a lot of ancillary pieces, a lot of guys that we may not be able to rely on quite often. And so I'm not disappointed. I don't think we played well today. Aside from just being on the court, I don't think we played well today. I spoke with you guys prior to this, and I let y'all know I was not very confident today. I think I was the only one out of you and OG. I was not very confident about today, only because you could see in that Game 6 loss, that was the worst loss of the series for me. How we played, the mistakes that we made, the turnovers that we made, the free throws that we missed, all the things that was done in Game 6, I thought was a legit carryover to how we looked in Game 7, right? There were spurts. We went on runs, but, you kind of got to just tip your hat to Indy at this point. They did something historic today. Like, this was a historic shooting performance in a Game 7. Historic shooting performance. So, I still don't think we gave, any real resistance. I don't think we defended at all today. I thought we were late on contest. I thought we were late on closeouts. I thought we were late in the 50-50 balls again, missing box outs, all the small things that really we won a lot of games this year off of doing the small things. And, as injuries and, just attrition adds on to this, we just did not have enough. In the literal term of running out of gas, that is what absolutely happened to the New York Knicks, and then you put the cherry on top of the season, in terms of the injury side with Brunson breaking his hand. And so, ain't no time for jokes right now. I ain't in the mood for no goofy jokes today. I love Fish to death, but ain't no jokes today because this is not the typical the Knicks failed us season. This ain't that. And if anybody can't see past that, then I'm going to question your basketball acumen. If you can't see the type of team this was and how we squeezed every amount of juice out this team, then you just want to be a goofy at this point. Respectfully.
We gotta take the jokes, man. I mean, for me personally, I know how you feel. I respect that. I don't like bad
No,
jokes.
the jokes from the regulars. Fish is a
Yeah.
regular. Fish is a regular. That's
Fish
our
gets
OG. Fish is
Yeah.
our OG. But the ones out there doing the goofy shit and jumping at an opportunity to clown the Knicks, especially these native New Yorkers. I'm in my bag for a second. Hold on. Let me get on my soapbox for a second. Especially you native New Yorkers who are taking this opportunity to take shots at the New York Knicks. Shame on you. Shame on you. The men out there, native New Yorkers, that are taking the opportunity to take shots at the New York Knicks. Shame on you and your daddy. He didn't raise you right. How are you not a Knicks fan being from New York? I need to talk to your father. I need to talk about his parenting skills and how he's guided you as a young man. This is not right. I don't like it. Fabian, as you were.
The Brunson injury was just like, of course. Of course. It was just fitting.
Right. It's just fitting. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it wasn't meant to be, man. We could go, we'll talk about Tibbs in a second. I think the injuries mounted up. Obviously, we're gonna repeat back in February when there was a shining lone star. Knicks fan, he said, we don't need Randle. We have enough. We have enough proof that this was beyond enough. We didn't even have Mitchell Robinson out there. Mitchell Robinson changes this game. Like, we could point to that in a second. But I can't. The only thing I could have seen anything different was like, yo, just leave Burks out there, bro. Don't start the second half with.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
The third quarter with Burks, please.
Let him cook.
Because nobody can take the ball from 90 feet like him against the Pacers and just crossing them up, doing whatever he wants. And we don't have that aside from Brunson. And then Brunson doesn't even have the speed of a McBride and a Burks with the ball in his hand. So it's like Brunson has a better handle than McBride, but he doesn't have his speed. Burks kind of has his speed and the handle, but it's like we're relying on Alec Burks for Game 7 in the second round and playoffs. That says a lot. That says a
lot about where we are. It says a lot about where we are as a ball club, man. It says a lot, especially in the Game 7 Eastern Conference semifinals. At the crib, like that's supposed to be like, okay, that's a W. I was not very confident going into this, especially because of the obvious. We are banged up. So,
and the way they won. The way they won was like, well, what if they're not scared anymore when they come back to the Garden, and then they lose that fear, they lose they got some more oil in the engine, as they look like Halliburton was talking, skipping around. That's, oh my God! If we ever needed Charles Oakley, if we ever needed an Anthony Mason out there, just bang, you're done. Enough of that. You're gonna earn those skips now. You're gonna earn every laugh.
What did I say? In a Game 7 position, all that needs to happen is somebody have the game of their life. And Halliburton didn't have the game of his life, but he had 14 points in the first quarter. He came out rolling.
Yeah, I thought he could.
He didn't miss a shot. Aaron Nesmith went 7 for 7 to start the game. He didn't miss a shot, right? Aside from everybody else that was shooting for them, they shot 80%, to finish the first half. They shot the lights out. But that's what I'm saying. To put yourself in a position where something freakish can happen, that doesn't happen all the time. Shooting 80%, what did they shoot for the game? Over 60% as a team?
67.
That's insane.
It's a record.
That's, what did I say?
Hold on.
Historic.
The historic is 39 points in the first quarter, is the most in the Game 7 in the play-by-play era. Looking like every bit of the team that set an NBA record this season by reaching 140 points 11 times. So this is who they are. And I don't want to go any further before I forget. I just seen Josh Hart come on the screen. Man, damn. And he took on, yes, Brunson is the face of the organization. He's the heartbeat. It's a poor pun. It's a horrible metaphor, whatever you want to call it, cheap metaphor, but it is what it is. He's the guy for us. He sets the tone. He's earned every bit of respect from us. What was it called? What was it officially? A strained abdomen?
Strained abdomen. I think something else is wrong. But then again, it may just be a strain. If it's broke, like I thought it was a broken rib, but they just didn't want to tell us. But if it was a broken rib, I'm sure he wouldn't have been able to play through it today. That would have been tough. That would have been tough. So
you don't even breathe right with the
you don't
broken
even
rib.
exactly. So I was speculating, but it's probably not a broken rib. It's probably a legit strain. He just moved a certain way too fast, and you know what I'm saying. But he's been a workhorse. He's played the most minutes in the NBA since January 1st. You know what I mean? Like he's been on the floor. So,
and he's a guy. I hope because I gotta edit. We gotta rewind stuff. We rewatch our stuff and going back there. I hope I didn't make the mistake and say like he's not a starter. At this point, we talked about the other day how Hartenstein this series seemed like a different player all on the road, and usually role players do that. Josh Hart, doesn't matter whether he's at home, on the road, on Pluto, he's gonna be Josh Hart. He's gonna try to get 20 rebounds with a strained abdomen, whatever it is. He fouled out of this game because he was going hard body. That's just who he is. He's like if they don't get it, they're now becoming Knicks legends. The kids that they're watching them right now, they're gonna remember them. And remember, as much as I hated John Starks, what he's doing right now on that sideline, John Starks,
love him. I love.
Oh my God!
How can you not love what John is doing? What all the guys are doing, really, showing up for us, supporting us, helping us push through, knowing that we need that, that level of moral support, especially being a depleted team, right? Seeing those guys on that Legends Road now, that means something. When you got guys, putting their, blood, sweat, and tears out there on the line, trying to, help us elevate to the next level. We knocking on the door, bro. Back-to-back Eastern Conference.
I think it's the Eastern Conference Finals, which is crazy.
Can you hear me?
Yep. He said back-to-back. Oh, wow. He dipped out on us. He'll be back. But I also feel like Hart is just taking on our personality, yeah, but he's also he's doing on the sidelines what we would do as fans, and then like he's beyond Spike Lee, because Spike Lee is like annoying at this point for me. Because at some point you weren't there anymore. At some point you felt like a bad luck charm, Spike Lee, right? And Starks it was at first it was kind of some lunacy going on, but now it's just like we got to see that more often. That guy got to be there for us every game, from now on. You better be out there every game, not just the playoffs anymore, Starks. These other guys I expect to go in and out of the lineup, in and out of those chairs. But just like Starks is unorthodox, being at the baseline like that and changing the game up, because we don't see anybody going on the baseline going crazy like that in any sport. So the fact that he got away with that, and he's changing the game, that's how it felt. That's how Josh Hart felt like he was going for us as well. He was going out there going crazy. Got to give him his props. Hartenstein, he tried, but how much did he have? Like he wasn't even. Come on, man. Hartenstein was all right. It was really just DiVincenzo. What a game. Hartenstein had no points, 8 rebounds. That's big time. DiVincenzo with 39, Brunson 17, Ochoa 4, 26 for Alec Burks. 26 for Alec Burks. I mean, we can start it off also, before we forget, OG Anunoby coming out with his Willis Reed imitation. That was amazing. Hit his first 2 shots, and obviously Tibbs in the post-game press conference, he was talking about how OG Anunoby just, there's no way possible that he was gonna make it through the rest of the game. He didn't want to risk him. He put on his Willis Reed imitation, like I was saying, Flea. So that set the tone.
Literally really hit 2 baskets like Willis. Willis hit the first 2 shots, got up out of there.
And after that, I think in the first quarter, I saw, okay, Brunson, you got to realize this ain't your game right now. This ain't the I'm about to score 40 game, at least not right now. Maybe in the second half, maybe in the second quarter, but they were not letting you get to your spots. They were not letting you do what you want to do. And that was the thing to me. Like, there was no more. They didn't believe in everybody else on the Knicks. Let's just go double you up, because we don't believe you can get everybody involved. You're gonna have to prove that to us again. The same thing with Luka. He's trying to figure that out. And of course, it's easier when you have Kyrie there and now PJ Washington, a big body out there. Big game from them yesterday. But we saw with James Harden, it was a struggle for him too. Those ball stoppers, it's different when you're the Joker, of course, when you're taller, when you are Luka, when you are taller, and Brunson is smaller. But speak to this, Fleet. For me, they're guarding, literally, they're playing full court, and then they're playing at a crazy fast pace. That's why they need the 9-10 man rotation over there on the Pacers, right? But there were moments for me when you sit Brunson out, and maybe it's because of that. McBride is shooting down the sideline. They get it to him, and they're crossing half court with 20 seconds left. Why wasn't there more of that while Brunson's in the game? Why do you have to give it to Brunson at the 90-foot line? It just that to me irked me every time I saw it.
I don't think Tibbs made the proper adjustment. When he went small in game five, he went small. I thought he should have stuck with that today. I know Hart was available. I know OG was available. You should have stuck with that today. And you could have worked OG into the rotations and got him in spots, right? You want him to, he has a valiant effort. I get it. But we should have rolled with what we've been rolling with the last couple of games, right? I don't think that you switch it up in game 7. You go with the last game you won was game 5, and we messed them up. Game 6, they made the adjustment they needed to make. Game 7, I'm not going to call this an adjustment. OG was just available, so you had to start him, right? You could have ran with your same lineup that you started in game 5 and added OG into the mix. That's where I think we lose the series. We lose the series because we couldn't keep up with them. We could not keep up with them. The pace. When they sped us up, we did not look like the same team. We tried to act like that we could keep up with them, but we couldn't keep up with them. This was the highest scoring team in the NBA. They came out in game 7 on our floor and shot the lights out. They put up 130 points today, right? So, like I said, a part of me, I kind of tip my hat to Indiana in a game 7 situation for them to shoot the way that they shot. There seemed to be no pressure on them whatsoever to get the job done. So big shout out to them, because I fully expected this stage to be, a little too bright for some of those guys over there, and they performed. I have nothing. I can't say nothing about them.
I still feel like they could have got Brunson going differently. I think he shouldn't have gone 90 feet the entire time. Should have got the ball out of his hands way more often.
But we don't have the ball handlers for that. You have to understand, we do not have the ball. Deuce McBride is not a credible ball handler. Can he handle the ball as a professional basketball player? Yes. But is he a guy that you put the ball in his hands to make decisions? No, he's not. And I don't think there was no other way to alleviate taking the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hand and having somebody else initiate offense. Josh Hart is hurt. You don't want him pushing pace when, he's not 100% healthy. So, what do we do in these situations? Again, we squeezed the juice out of this group that we had in this series. Everything out of it. You wanted Precious to play more, Fabian? You got your wish. He played more. Like, wow. I don't know what else you want. We
can see we could run down the Tibbs thing right now. We want, because everyone
we can take this angle if we want. Anybody that wants to blame Tibbs, I'm not jumping. I'm not rolling. I'm sorry.
That's cool, but there's a divide. Let's explain the divide right now in case anybody's watching 10 years from now. You look back at this footage. There's a divide right now where a bunch of basketball fans, or I don't even know if they're real fans, they're watching the game or just commenting on the game and want to participate in the conversation, like you say. You just want to just jump in the conversation, bro, because we hot right now. That's bottom line. And they're blaming Tibbs for the injuries that took place for this team. The only ones you could possibly blame him for is the Hart one and OG one, maybe because you could blame that on attrition. Like, oh, they played too. Okay, but even then, I'm sick of you fake ass doctors out here. None of you guys know nothing. You go a bunch of quacks. All of y'all. I see real doctors on here telling us what it is. None of you guys got a PhD. You put a microphone in front of your face and the camera just like me, and you don't even do that. You just type. And I see you. I'll get to you in a second. Produced by Cave. You're supposed to be from New York, Naps, whatever the hell you from. You think you funny and you not. In New York, we didn't grow up this way. It's all chatty stuff. I don't care where you from, bro. I really don't. This ain't the time for all that. The hell are you talking about? I'm from really New York. Here we go again. I'm from the real New York. Shut up. The hell are you from?
What does that even mean?
What does that mean? Well, are you mad or you not about today? We can't talk about the end. I can talk about what else. Why are you here? I can talk about what the fuck I want to talk about, you moron.
Let's move on. Move on.
So with Tibbs, same thing. It ain't about the injuries. It's about the minutes. It's about the minutes. I didn't like Achua round 1. Philadelphia 76ers. You had an 8-man rotation. You should have had 9 from the rip. No way we have Hartenstein out there with just Mitchell Robinson, and Mitchell Robinson is hobbled too. That was his plan. He wasn't even going to go to OG until game 4, and we saw that. Then he was forced to go to Achua finally, and then it happened. That's what I'm saying. I was saying that from the rip, right? So those minutes could have been divided differently. That's all. That's all.
I've never seen a team that was riddled with injuries prior, and you guys tell us that we need to be, the rotation needs to be different. We were down two of our best players in Julius and Mitchell Robinson. And from that point on, we maintained a level of being relevant, winning games, right? You get a 2 seed, you win 50 games. So in my mind, I'm like, Knicks fans, what do you want? What do you want? Fair. That's a fair question.
Okay.
What do you want? Because if you change the minutes, if you change the rotation, if you put more responsibility on some of the guys that may not be ready for it, we might not be a 3 seed. I mean, that's 2 seed. We might not have home court advantage in the playoffs. We might not reach 50 wins. Like this could be different. So what do we really want? And if you don't like the coach, who do you want?
No, wait. Again,
what
no. We can't do that. We're not saying we don't like Tibbs. We can't do that. All we're pointing to is this is what the fans want. They came on. You saw the comment earlier, Flea. I sent it to you on purpose. They come here for the insightful feedback, and that's what we do. Don't do that. Don't do what they do on TV. This is not just because I have criticism does not mean I hate them and I want them gone. Nobody said that. All I'm talking about, we haven't gotten to Brunson yet. This is game 7, game 6, game 5 has nothing to do with Thibodeau. There's nothing he could do. It's a 7-man rotation. None of us wanted to see Sims out there, especially when Flea has said, bro, he doesn't know how to play basketball. And then he goes out there and shows it. So we're not talking about that. We're not blaming Tibbs for 5, 6, and 7. None of that.
Alec Burks comes out in 5, 6, and 7, and looks looks amazing and makes everybody seem right. Like, damn it, play this guy.
No. Okay. Now, again, we said it before. During the season, Tibbs bench his ass. I understand going into the Sixers series. Notice I never mentioned Alex Burks for the Sixers series. I would have never done that. Is disrespectful. You had Bogey, McBride, Mitchell Robinson, and Achua there, but he chose the 8-man rotation, right? Fair enough. Now, Mitchell didn't go down to the Pacers series. I believe Tibbs cost us a game with the minutes in the first round series. That's my opinion. 1 or 2 of those games, maybe Mitchell Robinson plays extra with the Pacers. Now, with the Pacers, it's different. It's tough because he didn't play Achua in game 1, which is crazy to me. And going into it, I did say We still have an 8-man rotation. There's no way you could tell me anybody could guard Alec Burks. Alex Burks would take all these guys off the dribble, and they can't really play defense like that. I said it from the rip. So we're not talking about Charles Barkley. We're not talking about Paul Pierce, who looks crazy out here, stepping on a Brunson jersey. Bro, boy, oh boy, Flea, boy, oh boy, do I understand the made men more every single day that Paul Pierce opens his mouth. Don't come at us, Paul Pierce. You better chill. You got to chill at this point.
The first case of NBA CTE. Like, I'm so sick of Paul Pierce. Like, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Just a goofy. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him, man. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him. Tired of him, man. I'm tired of him, man.
Hold up. Before we move on and get our channel canceled.
Tired of him.
This is, I can criticize Tibbs' moves. I can criticize those moves, Fleet, because I called it early on.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
fair.
I'm saying.
It's fair.
In real time,
nah, it's fair.
You can't compare me, and then you can't say
that
I'm mad at Tibbs like that because I love the general. I love you. I compare him to Bill Parcells. That's giant legendary. That's New York.
That's legendary. Yeah, that's legendary. That's legendary.
You know, I'm a Giants fan, man. That's the ultimate. He's better than Bill Belichick. I don't know what you guys are smoking.
Who, BP? Parcells?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a different conversation. You'll get me.
They don't want that conversation. 3 different decades he won.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
Get out of here. I don't even have that conversation.
So that's the conversation with Tom Thibodeau that you guys are not having. Don't listen to these idiots. Know the injuries were not his fault, but yeah, he could look back and I think anybody would. Spoelstra probably goes over this over his head over and over. Damn, I should have played this guy. It's chess. At the end of the day,
it's chess. It's chess.
And Carlisle did his thing. He got them guys motivated. That speech, I called it wrong. After game 5, he was pissed, and he got his guys motivated. Them Pacers said, "Yo, what are we doing?" They really could have beat us in 4, 5, and 6 because we were depleted.
Let me say, I already said what I had to say about the Pacers, but like, you got to think about this. Like, think about how the series went. Down 0-2, going back to the crib. You got to win both games. They find a way to win both games. Then you got to win a game on the road. The game that they win on the road is game 7, right? So this says a lot about preparation, getting them guys ready. You know what I'm saying? For Carlisle. Carlisle's a championship level coach. You know, we can look back on this, and if we want to start, you know, dissecting and looking at this, you know, being up 2-0 in a series and losing a series, that's tough, right? That's something that's gonna sting for the rest of the summer. I don't care how you slice it. I'm sorry, with home court advantage, right? So I don't care how you slice it. We'll look back on this. This is a classic series. We'll look back on this series and say, damn, this was a damn good series, especially based on, you know, what hand both teams were dealt. Like the hand that the Knicks were dealt, you know, was a completely different hand than the Indiana Pacers were dealt. You know, we could say whatever we want. And if people are being honest, if the Knicks have their entire roster, what we started with in October and November, we thumped them. Gentlemen's sweep. We killed them.
But at this point, is that really a question? Like, that's
I don't think
to
so.
me.
I don't think so.
But only Gilbert Arenas. The only people who are going to question that is a straight up hater. You're looking for clicks, bro. If you don't understand, like 7 games against the Pacers second round, and they were missing, literally missing second, third, and fourth best players.
Bro, people say that, if Julius was still healthy, Brunson wouldn't have been what. Do people forget what we looked like prior to Julius getting hurt? Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, and Jalen Brunson on the floor together was some of the best basketball in the league. In January, we were the best team in terms of just on-court play, record-wise. Everything that we were doing when we had all our guys ready to rock and roll was setting us up to contend for a championship. If you don't believe what I'm saying, take the time and go back and watch and shut the hell up. Like, it's easy to say, Brunson wouldn't have been the same if Julius around. He would not have been the same, but we would have been able to be a better team. We could talk of, we wouldn't have seen Brunson go for 40 all the. You're right. But guess what? We would have been looked at as, whoa, this is a way more dangerous team. Nights that Brunson is not rolling, on a night that Brunson goes 2 for 13 in the first half, can we rely on Julius, our all-star, our other all-NBA player, to pick up the slack? I think we can. He's shown us that. So, like, we got to be honest with ourselves. This is a disappointing loss, but this is not a disappointing season. This is not a disappointing team. This is not your typical Knicks failed New Yorkers team. Anybody that's subscribing to that, you got to shut the hell up. You're not being realistic with yourself. Cut this shit. For real.
I'm not going to really go. It's already been proven to me. It's already been proven. What I thought I saw in February, what we all saw in February and January before the injuries. And if you just put it to Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, yeah, there was a struggle with that early on. But if for anyone that doesn't, in all seriousness, if you don't understand what happened between last summer and until December and January, Julius Randle struggled early on in the year. Nobody talks about that. He had like 4 to 8 games that were just horrible.
The first 10 games.
And the back page, everybody was going crazy on him. And then all of a sudden, he picked it up.
Yep. And
I remember Flea. That was the first time I saw Flea like, yo, man, enough is enough. And I'm like, why now? And then I was mad because why are you doing this to him now? And he's playing a different game to me, but you just had enough for whatever reason. All right. And everybody else did. And all of a sudden he picked it up. He stopped whining. He stopped complaining, and he stopped shooting threes.
He bought into everything.
Right.
He bought into Brunson being the lead guy, being able to figure out, where do I fit in with this brother? This is the guy that's going to help lead us. Where do I fit in? And he did, bro. He did. What?
But in fairness, we were not talking championship. We were not talking Eastern Conference Finals, even back then, even with Mitchell Robinson. Even when back then I was saying Mitchell Robinson is the identity of the team, because I think that's what Thibodeau's style is. Really, he embodies it, and he does what he needs.
Bro, but the OG trade, you jumped out the window. The OG trade happened, and you said you jumped out. You jumped out the window.
No, wait. I didn't know. I didn't have any experience. I just knew that, like, okay, at that point we got rid of RJ Barrett and IQ, and it stung because of IQ, because they were Knicks, and the back and forth with Knicks fans who are stands of RJ Barrett, that was hurting.
Drafted guy, homegrown guys. I get it. Yeah.
Number 3, right, both of them, and they grew. IQ was getting better every year.
100%.
And RJ Barrett, we knew he's talented, but we know the same thing is going on in Boston and Cleveland that they're talking about now. Those two stars are clashing. Randle and RJ Barrett, I always felt they didn't mix. So when you got rid of him, it was like, okay, OG's a second all defense. Okay, so hold on a second. This is another Tibbs guy. If this potential is Tibbs, like, and then you were 100%. Saying like, nah, 100%. Ochua's an athlete. He can do something. And it wasn't until he actually played that first game, and I was like, what the hell? Like, he can shoot? And then I started looking up his shooting stats from the corner, from over here, and I'm like, well, he can shoot from the corner for 40%. McBride can shoot from this corner 40%. DiVincenzo can shoot from the wing at 40%. Hold on, we got something.
It just all came together. It just all came together.
That's when we started talking like this. It was not before this, not last year, none of this. That's when you hear this. That's when you guys hear was flexing and everything. That's what we're so disappointed about. Again, go the 4 games we always talk about. It's funny when I bring up the Portland Trailblazer game. Philly game. The passing was amazing. The Philly game, Brunson and Randle had a horrible game, but McBride goes crazy, and OG's guarding Embiid, and Randle is just picking at him, smacking the ball out of his hand, and it's amazing.
We thumped them by 40 that game in Philly. Philly.
And the Timberwolf game, crazy, and of course the Nuggets at the Garden.
The Nugget game in the Garden when we thumped them by 30. Yeah,
because we were like on a 10-game winning streak, and everybody thought, oh, we didn't play anybody, and it's like, wait a minute, we played 4 top teams in the league. We gotta relax because Embiid is in there, and Philly was looking like the best team early, for me at the beginning of the beginning of the season in the Eastern Conference. They looked the best. Embiid healthy was so. Yeah. Again, we're not saying Randle is going to be this be-all, end-all for no reason. No, we saw him grow.
100%. Fabian is the first guy last year to kick Julius in the back any chance he got because he was throwing temper tantrums. He was not playing under control. He was hunting the three-point shot. He was turning the ball over. All those things are things that Fabian has said is a detriment to Julius's game. And everything that he did this year was the opposite of that. He figured out how to fit with Jalen Brunson, and we looked like one of the best basketball teams in the NBA when those guys really figured it out. I want to give a big shout out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart is walking out of the locker room and screams, "Y'all two better come back." Y'all two, he's referring to OG Anunoby and Isaiah Hartenstein. How do you feel about that, Fabian? Obviously we're looking forward to OG coming back, but what do you feel about re-signing Hartenstein? Is he a vital piece going forward? What kind of deal do you think he needs to get? What are your thoughts on him?
First of all, give a shout out to June, favorite channel. My new favorite channel. Much love, Knicks forever.
Big June, we appreciate you.
They are with OG. I think we spoke about him ad nauseum. That's automatic. That's a negotiation that has to take. We talk about injuries. That's going to be hard. We're talking about pure talent. He's the guy that I felt put us at a different level, championship level. So that's what's so hard about this, that if he wasn't injured, it would be a no-brainer. Nobody would argue about $150 million with him. It would be like, well, he deserves it. I think Hartenstein is tougher because, if I'm not mistaken, the $20 million is going to be offered by, the Mavericks, the Nuggets probably. Just so many teams. Even the Miami Heat can probably throw something at him, throw a monkey wrench in the game. To have him out there with Mitchell Robinson, and then possibly having somebody else out there to spell Hartenstein and just play off with the blueprint that he provided. He's another guy that was able to show you what we love about Tibbs. Hold the hell on. Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achiuwa. Stop telling me you can't develop under Tibbs. That is a lie. That is a lie.
Agreed.
One more time.
Agreed.
That is a lie.
Agreed.
Isaiah Hartenstein, shout out to Dime Dropper. He's the one who told me that, you're going to love this kid. You sure? Telling you, his passing is great, amazing.
Hartenstein wanted to re-sign with the Clippers. He was going to take a pay cut. They didn't want to. He was going to re-sign with them. But
I think they wanted to sign Zoo. They wanted to
re-sign there was something weird that went on over there. But glad we have him.
Right. Same thing with supposedly with Jalen Brunson, even though I don't know, because the Mavericks won the tampering case. So, but how much I think we would love to bring them back because they're part of the whole fabric. I want to just bring everybody back to prove everyone wrong.
That's a big piece too. That's a big piece too.
Sign a 1-year deal, y'all. Like, I don't want everybody to lose their money either, because I get it, it's a business, and it's like, bro, I don't want you to lose $50 million. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
Go make your money. I get it. You got to get paid in this league because there's very few times players in his position will get a chance to get a bag, right? Somebody to get to marry you and commit to you long term. So if you if you get in that position, you know what I'm saying, if Orlando offers you a bag, Hartenstein, I understand. Like, I get it. If Denver offers you a couple of dollars to back up Joker and potentially you a contender immediately, I get it. I get it. So, but I really, really look forward to OG Hartenstein, just bringing the whole gang back. Obviously, we need to upgrade at the ball handling position. I keep saying it. I think we need another legitimate ball handler, somebody that can come in and spell Brunson and continue to do what we do in terms of getting guys involved. Also a bigger guard. So, if we can kill two birds with one stone and actually get a bigger guard that can handle the ball, that'd be great. I don't know who that guy is right now. I don't. I got to take a look and see what I want. I'm not willing to make any outlandish trades, right? I think this core and the culture that we've built, you have to be smart about what you're doing going forward, right? Because the piece that is valid on what Draymond and everybody else is saying in terms of the fluke part, the one piece that's valid is that we are in a space that one wrong move could set us back. One wrong move can set us back and put us back into positions that, you know, we as Knicks fans are used to being in. So we continue to be strategic, keep hitting singles and doubles. If there's a home run that you can, you know, that you can swing and hit on, we got to take the chance. But singles and doubles is how we've been building this thing, and I don't see why we can't continue to build it like that. As long as we continue to be patient, we put some faith in our organization for once. I'm 37 years old. I don't know how many times I've been confident in what the front office is doing. If they're competent in what they're doing, this is the first time I'm really comfortable in what we're doing in a very long time.
Hey, Akra, I'm sorry we were cursing. Ankara 999. He sounds like Juju Bean.
Ankara? What Ankara said?
Say ease up with the profanity.
Oh, sorry.
Bridges or Murray, those are the guys. Who's Murray?
DeJounte, probably.
I'm
cool on that.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that OG has taught us more than anything else. You drop a guy that, I mean, Cleveland and even Boston's looking for that on offense. With there's a guy there that just makes everything easier. He can shoot.
Yep.
He's not a great shooter, but he can kind of put the ball on the floor, and he's a threat somewhat. And he just opens the floor up for Brunson, the same way it would happen for Donovan Mitchell or Tatum, I guess, in Boston. A lot of guys need that, so I think that's easier said than done. It was just such a unexpected surprise from OG Anunoby, who can provide that. I mean, Mikal Bridges has been the guy out there. Miles Bridges is a free agent.
Interesting.
That
he's gonna help. He's gonna help whatever team he lands on. He's gonna help them. I don't care what nobody says. He's gonna help a team.
Obviously, they got to sit down and really vet that because of his situation in the past. I don't know if it was a DV charge or what, but he's
the same role,
man.
The same role that Aaron Gordon plays for Denver, Miles Bridges can play for a contending team. The same role. If he could find a way to fit into that Aaron Gordon style, be able to defend a dynamic wing, but able to defend the post, be in that dunker position, run the floor, rebound when necessary, play with a lot of energy. I don't see why Miles Bridges can't find his way on a really good team and help them contend. So I don't know if that's the Knicks. I don't know that.
It's like it's over. It's like the pain is over also. So like a comment like this, ha ha ha, you clowns are garbage. I told you all delusional fans. You're bottom feeding, ha ha ha. Like, stop with the BS injury talk. It's like it doesn't even, like, it feels so good that it's like, bro. Yeah, it's like you don't understand how good we are.
See, here's the thing. For the first time in a long time, we don't look like the goofs. Right. They do. We don't look
wait. We've been looking crazy the
last 20 years. It's been rough, baby. I'm keeping it a buck. I'll keep it a buck. I'm not going to run from that.
We'll finally admit it. We've been gassing for everybody else.
But in this moment right here, for anybody to take this moment to try to pile on the Knicks, go look in the mirror right now. You look goofy. Stop fronting. You look like come on now. Cut it out. Be honest with yourself. You want to take pot shots at the Knicks right now? Go for it. But if you're a real basketball purist and love this shit, you understand the Knicks gave everything they can, got to the Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, and was in position to, contend for an NBA championship. Go to hell, man. Go to hell.
Keep it right here, because if it's us, we crack jokes too throughout the year. I don't really.
Of course.
I'm trying to think. With LeBron, we have fun. Maybe with Draymond, I guess the guys that talk smack back. I'm trying, like, I don't see me going at Timberwolves fans if they lose. Like I don't see that, especially after they came back in Game 6. I'm just like, I sometimes I get it because we do that. We shoot a lot. So when it comes to us, I don't mind that, but just be funny about it. Be funny about it, and like when we see it, it's like
be a little witty, have a little creativity. You know what I'm saying? We can have fun, but don't be the typical. The only thing that's triggering right now is people being typical, you know, Knicks haters. Don't do that. Let's have some fun, but be creative, please.
Like, look, there's an account called, yes, please. There's an account called the Pettiest Lakers fan.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I saw it, I was in tears because it's just hilarious. Everybody that loses, he or she always just. I don't want to play the music because that's like Timberland's song, but it's a Timbo song with Faith, and he always just posts like, look, little messages. After Brunson finished rehab on his hand, he backhanded Tibbs for working his team to the bone.
That's good stuff.
Look, hold on, DiVincenzo. Donnie DiVincenzo started his own pizzeria called Mid. Hold on.
They said the series changed right here, right there. That moment right there.
Josh Hart started his own brand of
pre-workout breast milkshakes. If anybody understands that joke, that was good.
And I don't want to get flagged. This is a song in the background, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Spike. They got that Spike. Spike directed Do the Right Thing 2, which was about convincing James Dolan to sell the Knicks.
Great movie premise.
Do the right thing, Spike.
Great movie premise. Put that together, Spike.
Yo,
it's disgusting.
Timberland became the official sponsor of the New York Knicks.
They going crazy. I love it.
Here we go.
Oh, this
is what he messed up at.
This goofy.
Stephen A. Smith was so devastated by the Knicks loss that he was caught later that night with the weed. I think that's it. But they always make fun of everybody every time they lose. I think they're called, shout out to them, Petty in the Post.
Petty in the Post. That was good.
The account name is the Pettiest Laker fan.
That was good.
Yeah. But they, funny is funny, man. We could deal with the jokes.
Yeah, we'll take it. Come on now. We got a sense of humor. We understand, what it comes with. So it's all love. It's all love.
Oh, shout out to Travis Lucas.
Trav, we love you, Trav.
AllBall family member with the super chat. This guy, you love us, Travis. We love you, baby.
We love you back, Trav.
Great. No, amazing season, fellas. We didn't give up. Next season will be fire. Glad to be family. Much love to y'all, fellas. Excuse me. Much love to y'all, fellas. Yo, Travis, we love you, man. We're gonna keep the stuff going, the stuff rolling. It's people like you, everybody in the chat, even the haters that's in here. I just seen that guy was in here for the first time in his life. But I like the hate too because it gets me going crazy.
Gets us going.
I had to calm the profanity down apparently, but we
apologize. Got a little passionate. We apologize.
It's Game 7, man.
Come on now.
Game 7.
Gotta understand. Disappointing loss. It's all good though.
What else about the Pacers? I mean, they were shooting. They didn't miss any shots. I think we just played horribly defensively. JJ Redick spoke to it. That was JJ Redick who called the game, right? Yeah, because it was
JJ Doris, and Mike Breen,
the legend. JJ said that they keep rotating on defense and they keep having Brunson like on the back end, so he ends up on what's his name, the center.
Oh, Miles Turner.
Turner in the post.
Yeah, he was just out of position. He was out of position. I think that's something that Brunson can work on going into the summer, being a better defender. I think he can take on that challenge.
But that's on him because how do you at that point?
I'm not even talking about rotations. I'm talking about Jalen Brunson being a better on-ball defender. Period. That's it. I think that's something that he can focus on going into next season.
Okay. Yeah, I think our personnel we didn't have our guys there that we wanted to defend normally to really get the ball out of their hands. We were slow on rotations. There was way too many Halliburton wide open shots. They were slow on the rotations, right?
Fully, I thought, and here's one thing. I've praised this young man throughout the whole series, throughout the whole second half of the season. But I have to be honest about Game 7. Game 7 looked a little tough for Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride did not look like he was – it looked like he got used to starting, and then they went back to that lineup and took him off the bench, and he never got into a rhythm. And then he was just getting beat so bad by Halliburton. In Game 5, I got on here and I got on the socials and I just talked about how Deuce erased Tyrese Halliburton, erased him in Game 5. Game 6 and Game 7, he must have heard me because Halliburton tore us up, right? And I'm just talking about just being effective. He was super efficient the last 2 games of this series, yo. Look at his shooting splits. Look at what he did in the last in Game 6 and Game 7, Fabian. Halliburton was good. He was very good. There's nothing to take away from that kid in terms of, seeing that he's in a position to close out a series. So I'm not saying Deuce was nervous, but it looked like he did not get in a rhythm, and that might be to the fact that he started the last 2 games and it was just a different situation.
I didn't think about that because then he started the second half.
He did.
And
he did.
And but when I thought when he got into the game, I felt like Brunson was so off rhythm. I really believe it starts with Brunson this game. Like we weren't going to stop them defensively. It felt like they were just hitting too many shots. Like we didn't have it going. But I just thought Brunson couldn't get it going. He didn't give the ball up enough, and especially on those McBride and Brunson picking pops, they were just leaving him wide open, and he didn't give the ball up. And there's been a lot of times he would get double, and he just wouldn't give the ball up quick enough. And it felt like he was overthinking. And you said it at halftime. Brunson is overthinking. He's putting too much pressure on himself. He's tight in a Game 7. That's what we don't expect from him. He's Derek Jeter for us. Yep. He's supposed to be Derek Jeter for us. We don't see the smoothness. So, and by the way, I was saying he was reminding me of Derek Jeter, not knowing that his father gave him Derek Jeter's documentary to watch, and he's supposed to be, kind of like mimicking him in the press conference, and he's taking that to the T. Very smart. Don't say much to the New York media. You'll get in trouble. So, man, shout out to Rick Brunson for giving him that book or documentary.
Big shout out.
It makes me want to read the Derek Jeter book now. I don't know if we gave DiVincenzo his props, right?
DiVincenzo back-to-back 35 plus, right? In game 6, what did he have? He played. Game 6 he had there was a game he didn't shoot well, but he had 2 35+ point games this series, right? He's become one of the best catch and shoot players in the league. We have a legitimate shooter now, so we don't act like the Knicks have no shooting. Dante has proven that he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, right? And he does a little more than just 3-point shoot. He plays defense. The guy goes out there and tries to get after it. Tyrese Halliburton is a hell of a basketball player, but he was trying to give everything to Tyrese on the defensive end. So, I love what our team did this season. We just continue to build on this. And Knicks Rehab ain't going nowhere. Just because the season's over, that don't mean Knicks Rehab is going somewhere. We're gonna be right here, still breaking down Knicks, still breaking down, basketball. We're gonna be right here. So
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna have a thumbnail with Knicks Rehab. Talk about Knicks Rehab for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna talk about the NBA after that. I don't care. That's what we do.
We're gonna be here.
You're gonna see how Flea breaks the game down, the whole game down, and not just the Knicks. We do it all, baby. All right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Flea, incredible season.
Any
last words from you on the season? This run we've been on.
Incredible
run.
Expect?
Man. Great question. What do you expect to be in the finals?
First of all, big shout out to New York Knicks. Incredible run. I love being a fan. It's a tough thing to do. It's one of the most challenging things that I've done in my entire life, but it's worth it because it breeds loyalty, right? That's the excitement of being a fan of your favorite professional sports team, right? The highs, the lows, getting to a point, watching progression, watching maturity, setbacks, trials, tribulations, all that kind of stuff goes into being a fan. Unfortunately, we're not a organization that just sits on winning. We haven't had that, right? Some teams, you could just get used to winning, and it is what it is. There's real no excitement into what's going on, right? Unknown, right? So I enjoy thoroughly being a Knicks fan. I'm not going nowhere. We're gonna be right back in this position next season with a fully healthy squad, upgraded roster, rejuvenated guys. Guys gonna be hungry. We're gonna have a target on our back, but I promise you, we're gonna be extremely hungry next season because we got a taste of success this year. So, who do I have in the finals? This game 7 is looking really, really good so far. I do have Boston and Dallas in the NBA Finals. I'm extremely, extremely impressed with the Dallas Mavericks. Extremely impressed with the Dallas Mavericks. And I need to say this before we run. The only person that was high on the Dallas Mavericks at the beginning of this season, Fabian PerspecTV expected, so accepted. You were high on them.
No. Wait. Let's not lie.
Okay.
I got footage here where it's embarrassing.
It was bad. It was bad.
No. There was when the Kyrie trade happened, I said this was horrible. This reminds me of AI and Carmelo, right?
No. I'm talking about Gaff and PJ Washington.
Right.
Changed everything for you.
Right. No, well, before that, when the season started, remember I had the Mavericks in like 13th place.
Yes.
But then once I stalled, I'm like, oh no, they figured it out. They got some guys over there. But the PJ Washington and Gafford trade, I thought Gafford would be a bigger deal. PJ Washington is the guy that we won the game for them yesterday. Game winner. He got 2 games of 27 plus back to back in the first and second game. Luka's hobbling, and they for me are the most dangerous team because they can play anybody. I think they can beat any team. It seems like the Timberwolves are like that also. Like it's not like the Nuggets who need the superstar hero ball, Joker and Murray. If Murray's having a bad game, the Nuggets are done. Like it feels like they can get rocked, and the Timberwolves know that. Yeah. The Timberwolves can play anybody, and what they're showing, like for Gobert, shout out to Draymond Green, the moron, for saying that since Gobert, like they flamed him. They said so. Gobert being a defensive player of the year is supposed to guard the guy. So what happened when you were defensive player of the year and you had Iguodala and Klay Thompson guarding the best players? Like they were flaming him online, and that's the thing about the Timberwolves, though, bro. You got high level defenders. Like Gobert is, going to get the attention for whatever reason.
McDaniels is a hell of a defender. Cat, hell of a defender. Anthony Edwards is a hell of a defender, right?
What Nas Reed does.
Nas Reed.
Those are 3, 6'10" guys and above, man.
Nickel Walker, like Alexander, even him defends his ass off, right? They got guys over there. So, but I'm just extremely impressed with Dallas. I love the coaching job that Jason Kidd is doing. I love how Kyrie Irving is playing. Luka it still continues to ascend, a triple double to end the series yesterday. And I think for me, I know that he's a rookie, but their most important player, man, is Derek Lively, man. 15 rebounds.
Oh
15 rebounds for Derek Lively yesterday, I thought was the turning point and the big reason why they are in the Western Conference Finals. Derek Lively, I've said it since the beginning of the season, gives me Tyson Chandler vibes all over again. And he's continuing to prove that. How he plays the game is exactly how I remember Tyson playing for that Dallas team. It's incredible. So I like that team a lot.
Sorry to get some of you guys pissed off here because we care about the league besides the Knicks. I'm sorry, Menace. I know you care about the Knicks. You don't care about the playoffs when the Knicks aren't in. I feel you 100%, bro. Like I understand. But we love the game, man. Shout out to Fish with his one-liners. Knicks Rehab, big offseason move. Fire Flea. That was amazing. Mike Green with the comment of the night.
Love you, Fish. Love you, OG.
Mike Green, yo, you two look too cool for me to be trolling the Knicks. So all I got is Knicks suck. Blah blah blah. Bye bye bye. Scumbags.
Look, we gotta. I'll take it. He said,
So you
fire
got
play.
who you got in the championship? Boston.
I got Boston and Dallas, man. I think Dallas is playing some of their best basketball. I think they're gonna go into this Western Conference Finals against one of these two teams and really catch them off guard. Really catch them off guard. They're the lowest seed. They're 5th seed. I think everything is coming together perfectly for them. I'm gonna go Dallas coming out of the West, man.
Real quick, I didn't get this. I heard Kyrie talking about this was his hardest series. Like, I didn't understand what he was going through. Was he going through something personal, or was it like he was struggling professionally? Like, he was struggling to get past his team with the number 1 team in the Western Conference or in the league.
I did not hear that soundbite, so I'm not
okay.
I'm not sure. I don't want to speak on something I didn't hear.
Okay, because he even spoke to a kid on the bench in the third quarter. Like, it was the hardest thing I've ever been through, or something like that. And kid was like, "Yo, just like walking him through it." And at the end of the game, he was just. They were like really big on that, and he was so happy about it. He was trying to control him, trying to contain himself. He said, "But I think it's Dallas and Boston will be crazy."
I think that's what's. I don't think Indiana has a chance against Boston. That's my personal opinion. I think that Boston's had an opportunity to rest. They haven't got challenged yet. I don't see anything about Indiana that's going to challenge them. Me personally, I think they've been able to sit back and watch how Indiana is successful. As much as people don't like Joe Mazzulla, I think he's a brainiac nerd that sits and breaks down film night. I think he's as dedicated as like a Tom Thibodeau, right? I think that guy is going to be attached to coaching, whether that be head coaching or on somebody's roster, on somebody's staff, for years to come. I think he's an extremely smart dude. So Boston is going to be well prepared for this Indiana team. I don't know. I'm not predicting a sweep, but I'm definitely predicting this series will be over quickly. 5 games tops, and they getting ready for the finals.
Damn. I will say I think Boston's best chance is against the Nuggets. I'll say that. As much as me, okay. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. All 3 teams, bro. The Nuggets, because you got OKC up out of there. Those top 3 teams: OKC, Dallas, OKC, Denver, and Minnesota were the top 3 teams. But it felt like in the second half of the season for me, Dallas was just as good. So those, like, they belonged in the second round. Those guys.
I agree. Listen, Dallas made work of the Clippers. The Clippers were a 4 seed. They made work of OKC. OKC was a 1 seed. And now they got the 2 or 3 seed. They waiting on them. And I think they're going to make work of them. I think any team that they play is going to be a tough series. This Western Conference Finals is going to be one that we remember for a very long time. I think it's going to be extremely exciting basketball, down to the wire game. It may be a blowout here or there, but I think you're going to see guys really, really competing. I don't care who the matchup is. Denver and Dallas or Minnesota and Dallas. There's going to be some individual matchups that I'm going to be really, really interested in watching and seeing how guys, approach it. So take us home, Fabe.
Knicks Rehab. If I got to be put on the spot, I got Boston, Minnesota. Fabian Perspective, All We Live.
Big Flea.
AllBall here in spirit. Knicks Rehab. I don't know what time it is. Who cares if we lost big game 7? But you see, somehow we still excited about the future, baby. Hey, stay tuned. We got more NBA talk, baby.
Back.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.